I've played guitar every day so far for 2026. I'm not bragging, I'm just saying. Hi, I'm Rick from Echo Town, and I just thought I'd pop on to try and encourage some people to play some guitar because it's so cool. And it just falls by the wayside half the time. I found that I'd got to the point where I was just playing guitar whenever I'd turn up to a gig. So I'd go to a gig, I'd play the gig, and that'd be the first time I'd played guitar for a week, for 2 weeks, for however long it had been between gigs. And I'm surrounded by guitars. Behind me, I've got three on that wall, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just too many. I think there's 14 guitars in the apartment. And not playing any of them between gigs. And so I determined for 2026 that I would play guitar every day. Now, I determined a few things. It wasn't particularly a New Year's resolution. It was you're a guitarist, but you never play guitar. Has it been easy? Well, there have been days where I wanted to just go to bed. Generally, I do it just before going to bed. So I have a bunch of stuff that I've determined to tick off every day. And I've done this via my journal. I started journaling again and habit tracking, which has literally been life changing so far. And I started it in earnest about a year ago, and I've tracked habits. But beginning in 2026, I started tracking when I played guitar and started tracking journaling, started tracking reading. So what we got on here? I do like a little grid like this, and I put journal, reading, doom scroll, exercise, guitar, Echo Town, stillness, connection, social posts. So I can track when I want to do things, or I could track the things that I want to keep an eye on. Like, I want to keep an eye on how long I spend doom scrolling. If I spent the same amount of time playing guitar that I do doom scrolling, I'd be ridiculously good. Not that I spend a lot of time doom scrolling, but when it gets you, it gets you. So yeah, every single day for the last month and a half, since the beginning of January, I've played guitar. Every day I've read for 10 minutes. Not 10 minutes. I've read for about 10 pages, 10, 15 pages. Every day, the pressure's off as well, because it's like, play guitar every day, 15 minutes minimum. And that takes the pressure off, because 15 minutes is easy. You can find 15 minutes. So just before going to bed, I have a Mustang Micro. I don't know if you've ever come across them, the little Fender things. Plug that in the electric guitar, play along to a backing track. Normally stick some soft blues on and just noodle away. And then I've found that just from playing guitar, I'm like, oh, I always do that little lick or that little pattern. And then you start looking for different ways to go around a scale or different ways to play guitar. And then it all sort of like just intertwines and leads one thing into another. And then you realize, I'm actually pretty good at this if I could just stay consistent. And that's, like I said, I've got hard hard fingertips now, and the pads on the finger picking hand as well have come on leaps and bounds. Everything just feels smoother when I play it. It just feels more natural to play guitar. And to be honest, there's only been a handful of times that I've played more than, half an hour maybe, where I've really gotten into it. But I've also found that I used to always, as a kid, just be writing songs and there'd be demos, and back then it was like press record on a cassette, or I'd make a little MP3 recording on my computer or something like that. But now with the phones, it's been years since I've made little recordings on the phone, and I'll record a little video of like, this is the riff, and now I've got 10, 15 of these little videos since the beginning of the year, and it's like these are little new riffs and new ideas, and whether they become something or not remains to be seen. But it's just the fact that you start playing again, and then the ideas start coming through and start flowing, and then you're like, that's what I've been missing. I feel it's created a discipline in me as well, because the day won't finish without me going, I've not played guitar, so I'll pick up an acoustic, like I say, pick up my electric, whatever, and it's just nice to bend some strings. You know what I mean? It's just nice to sit there and noodle and play and come up with new ideas. And it takes me away from screens for a minute, which is really, really important, because I think everyone's lives are just centered around screens, so that we go to work and we work on screens, or some of us do. We do the screens there, and then we come home and we chill out with the screens, and then between times when we're commuting on the bus or when we're on the train or wherever we are, or there's a free moment to fill, it's like we're on the screens, and it gets to the point where it's too much for your senses and your brain and your nervous system to handle. And that's why I've returned to writing things down, pen and paper, handwriting, it's always been a scroll, but it comes together. But then it's why I've returned to guitar, because it's like a hands-on thing, and you're honing a skill. It also just makes me aware that I'm a musician. Like, because I professionally work as a musician. Like, I have other jobs that help pay the bills, and then I go and I gig and I play festivals and I record music and etc. etc. And it just helps continually every day reaffirm what I'm doing. It's like, oh yeah, oh, I'm a guitarist. This is something that it comes easy to me now and naturally, but it didn't always come easy to me and naturally, and it just every day it sort of reaffirms that, like, I'll do something on the guitar that'll make me go, oh yeah, that was cool, and then, well, it just pulls everything back into focus, I suppose, which is, it's like I'm trying to do more photography, for example, and the more of the thing that you're interested in that you do, the more you realize how much left there is to learn, or how much you've still yet to uncover somehow. And so it opens up this whole other world of experimenting, and you never fully learn everything about whatever you're doing. Like I say, I play guitar before bed, and it's a good way of winding down. Full day, right, okay, cool, headphones on, play some guitar. If I didn't live in an apartment with people living above me, I would be more inclined. I'd plug that amp in. I'd be like, plug that amp in and just whoosh. But not, pardon me, not super loud. I think if you're wanting to play guitar more, it's less a sort of discipline thing and more of a, like track it, make it a habit. Go, right, pressure's off. Let's do 5 minutes every day. 5 minutes, I pick up the guitar, set an alarm every day, and when that alarm goes off, you grab your guitar, do a couple riffs, play a few chords, whatever, put it down. And you'll find that sometimes you will play for the amount of time that you've promised that you will play for, but then other times you'll just play for an hour and lose yourself in it. And those are the magical moments that you used to get when you were first learning guitar. And I think that just uncovering that has been really beneficial for me. It's just like reaffirmed my identity as a guitar player. But definitely tracking what I do, because I journal. Generally, I'll journal. I'll write my entries into the journal, write what I did for that day, and then maybe some thoughts or some sort of something that I've come across, a good quote or whatever, something inspirational, or deep or whatever. And then, but I'll have scribbled in that box for journal, and right next to that box is guitar. And it's like, right, I've got to scribble in that box. Right, now I've got to play. I guess what I found was that I was saying so much that, oh yeah, I'm a musician, or I'm a guitar player. Yeah, I play guitar in the band Echo Town, and then in between time, just wasn't playing guitar. I wasn't picking up my guitar. And they're here in my apartment, and I can play them whenever I want. I just wasn't doing it. And then that makes me just feel a bit false when I'm up on stage and I'm playing. It's probably my guitar alarm going off there. Anyway, I hope this video has been of some use to someone, because I think playing guitar is just such an amazing skill to have. Prince said that he wished everyone could play guitar, because it brings so much joy to be able to sit and write a song or noodle away. And it's one of those things where if you've got a really basic understanding of guitar, build on it. If you've got a really already complex understanding of guitar, hone that. And the same goes for any sort of endeavor, really. But always take the pressure. There's enough pressure in life as it is, right? You got to be at work on time, and you got to do this, and you got to go shopping, and you got all that nonsense, those life tasks. So it's like, don't put the pressure on yourself, but just be like, yeah, if I do 15 minutes, easy peasy. If you have a shower every day, you could be like, right, every day, just tag it onto the back end of your shower. Don't play guitar in the shower, but tag it onto the back end. Have a shower, get out. Right, okay. I'll noodle away for 20 minutes. It's a good way of doing things, really. Like, just when you leave to go get in the shower, just put your guitar next to the door so you trip over it on the way back in. You know, a lot of people talk about exercise being one of these things where you have to have the same approach. You have to. It doesn't matter what mood you're in, just do it. And I think that can be like it with guitar. Like, so far, like, what day are we on now? We're middle of February. I think it's the 13th today. 13th of February today. So I've played guitar for the last 44 days, which is crazy for me. Like, if you take, I can't remember the last time I played guitar so consistently, and it's been really, really beneficial. I felt that my mental health has steadied. It's given me something to focus on just before going to bed, just before reading my book in bed. Play a bit of guitar. So I play a bit of guitar, put the guitar down, go read my book in bed, go to sleep. It's really, really, really beautiful. If you like playing electric guitar, but you're not able to plug a guitar in, by the way, like, get a Mustang Micro. Look them up. Mustang Micros by Fender. They're like little battery-powered. You charge them up, you stick it in the jack hole, and then you stick a pair of headphones in it. You can Bluetooth a backing track to the thing, and then just rip a solo on it. It's insane. I bought that back in 2020, and I barely used it. I didn't really use it at all. There must have been a year or two go by where I didn't touch it. I just forgot I had it. And then I've used it almost every day this year. And it's on the side, and I always get it, make sure it's charged up, good to go, plug it in my guitar, plug some headphones in, fire up a bluesy backing track, and just noodle away. 10, 20 minutes. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's awesome. If you can play guitar, like, just stop for a minute and go, oh, wait a minute, I can play guitar. That's insane. And remember the entire process that you've gone through to get to this point where you're just like, you've busted your ass, like, learning these things, dedicating so much of your time and energy into doing it. And then you find yourself at a point where you just plateau, and then you just stop playing because you're good enough. It's like, right, yeah, track it. Get 15 minutes a day in, and you might find that you'll just be like, oh, actually, there's a lot of holes and gaps in my playing. I've dropped into these ruts. This is the way I go about it. I learned a lick the other day that was basically stuff that I'm familiar with, but just in reverse. Like, I play that lick, but it's all every time I play the lick, I play it a certain way. And then I came across, I think, Joe Bonamassa. He played a similar lick, but he went down the pentatonic, completely different to how I went down the pentatonic. So I'd do some, like, pull-off hammer-on business, and then he'd do the pull-off hammer-on in sort of an opposite kind of way. And I started doing that, and I was like, my fingers just want to do exactly what I know to do, the little runs I know to do. And then I started practicing that little run, and it was tricky, and it felt like I was learning guitar again. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, leave a comment. Like, let me know. Let me know how you get on. Like, just go try and play guitar for 15 minutes a day. Let me know how you get on. Like and subscribe. You know the score. It's YouTube, for goodness sake. We all know like and subscribe. But yeah, if you want me to keep making sort of little chatty videos like this, yeah, fire a comment in, and I'll talk some more about all the nonsense I know.